I think what's interesting is that we are seeing a surge maybe in relativism and people adopting all these hedonistic lifestyles. But I
Yeah, but
feel
it's a
like,
pendulum.
yes, exactly. And I think the cause of that, a lot of it is due to the grace of God. For a lot of those people end up, because of them experiencing
Oh, yeah.
the consequences of sin or of pursuing a selfish
They'll bounce back.
lifestyle, they realize they become disillusioned, disappointed. And instead of like, what's the
Continuing in that cycle, I guess.
yeah, exactly. What's the saying, the phrase of like, it's insanity is repeating the same thing
Oh.
over and over again.
Yeah, that's
Instead of looking for the next thing, they're like, okay, this is enough.
Yeah.
Like, I've tried this so many times.
And they'll bounce back with passion.
Go back, and it's only by the grace of God that you're able to leave.
And they come back even stronger.
You have Augustine behind you.
Yeah, like Augustine. That's right. Yeah. Man, what are we doing here? Living such a upright life. We should go party it up and then come back.
No. So that's what he would say, is that, Lord, make me chaste, but not yet. You didn't know he had said that?
I think I've heard it. I didn't know
That
it
was his prayer for
that's hilarious.
many years, because he knew.
Oh,
but
wow. What an acknowledgement. Like when you're in your soul, you gotta come back. Oh, that's such a bad prayer.
yeah, it is, because you're presuming that,
that you'll have it later.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Okay, so why do you think that perception of goodness in the modern world leads us to despair? Why not pursue those pleasures? Like, what about goodness is so good that we should pursue it? Why not? Okay, first of all, why does that perception of goodness only lead us astray? But not only that, even if we look at a more traditional view of goodness, that which fulfills our nature, why even pursue that?
And that's the jungle, right?
We're not delving into the jungle.
We can.
No.
Because it is. Why is it worth it to do what is good as opposed to what you know is bad for a temporary? Well, one, because we know that it leads to a cliff.
Okay.
Just because
we've
either experienced it in our own lives by going down roads that lead to maybe smaller, less catastrophic cliffs, or we just listen to the wisdom. There was a quote that I heard recently of William Blake, the poet. He said something about like, true wisdom comes from going so far that you realize what's too far. And I don't agree with that, because you shouldn't have to go through all that to realize. I think it's like learning the hard way. I think a lot of people
end up having to learn the hard way.
But I think the ideal is not that.
And I think it's very possible.
Yeah.
And you see that in a lot of saints' lives or ordinary lives of people that just intuitively, either were just wise enough to recognize a mistake in other people's lives. And, it's mistakes can be good because you can learn from them. But the best way to learn is from other people's mistakes, not having to do them yourself. But there's something else that, like, without even having to look towards other people's mistakes, there's something innate within us that we could call our conscience that can point us towards the good. That would say two assumptions were made. One, that there is a good, and one that we know what it is innately, which we could delve deeper in, because we could spend a lot of time trying to uncover what that really means. But forgot what I was going with that.
Well, the fact that we have an innate knowledge of goodness, we have a desire. So that's what Aquinas' definition of goodness is, right? That it's being as desired by the appetitive faculty, I guess.
Yeah, I think Aquinas, at least the line that I focus on a lot, was goodness is that which all things desire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes it seem strange when you consider all the people on the first road. How do they all desire the goodness that Aquinas?
Do you want to delve into this?
No,
we're already talking about Aquinas.
No, I think it's time.
Okay, it's time. We're going into the jungle, because I have that one line. I spent most of the hours of this week that I spent studying this just focusing on that which all things desire. That's Aquinas' claim. That is goodness. That is such a bold claim. Partly because of the reason you just said. So are all those people in that first road heading towards the cliff, they're all desiring what's good? Really? You don't think that maybe they just want the bad that can come from life? That's one of the things that come from that claim. Like, that's one of the objections, I guess you could say. And I actually heard Jordan Peterson talking with Bishop Barron. This was maybe 4 years ago, 5 years. I don't know. It was like one of the first conversations that I heard. It was actually the first conversation that I heard Bishop Barron having with Jordan Peterson. A long time ago. I was still in college. I think it was freshman year of college. And it stood out to me. And I immediately remembered this conversation when I was studying this, because Bishop Barron presses Jordan Peterson on the fact that all things desire that which is good. And Jordan Peterson was like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure some people just want to watch the world burn. And he didn't say it like that, but it was like some people are just very twisted. And Bishop Barron was like, no, and he was like quoting Aquinas, like, well, Aquinas would say that even them are seeking the good. I mean, even if they're seeking power or pleasure, or not power and pleasure, even if, let's say the Joker, for example, with like, maybe he's seeking the good. And you could say Joker is like that one example that is not seeking the good. He is the one that is like so twisted, but even he might just be seeking pleasure in the pleasure that he would derive from knowing that he's right about society and how broken it is or whatever. So even
pleasure is something separate from good.
Well, no, because I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's, of course, it's not, he's doing a very crappy job at seeking the good, but it's a twisted view of what good. Exactly. Yeah. And he's seeking the pleasure that he perceives as being the good, and that is why he's seeking that. So that's